agriculture, trade, and economy in pre-colonial Philippines. Long before colonization, the Philippines was a land of thriving agriculture, vibrant trade, and a sophisticated economic system. From rice terraces carved into mountains to bustling maritime trade with China and India, Filipinos had a deep understanding of commerce and sustainability. In this episode, we explore the economic backbone of pre-colonial Philippines, agriculture, trade, and commerce, and how these shaped early Filipino society. The Filipinos developed an economy deeply rooted in nature. With rich lands and abundant waters, they mastered farming, fishing, and craftsmanship, while coastal communities thrived through long-distance trade with neighboring civilizations. But how did they cultivate their land? What goods did they trade? And how did their economy function before money existed? Let's take a closer look at the foundations of the early Philippine economy. Agriculture was the backbone of Philippine society. Early Filipinos developed farming techniques suited to the diverse landscapes of the islands, ensuring sustainable food production for their communities. Farming was not just a livelihood, it was a communal effort. Families worked together, passing down agricultural knowledge through generations to sustain their barangays and establish trade networks with neighboring communities. There are a few different traditional farming techniques used across the islands. Kaingin system. In the upland regions, farmers practiced kaingin, or slash-and-burn farming. This method cleared land for planting, enriching the soil with ash. It was commonly used for crops like taro, yams, and sweet potatoes. Payatak system. In lowland areas, the payatak system was used for rice farming. Farmers relied on carabaos to soften and prepare the land before planting, ensuring a fertile and well-irrigated field for rice production. Terrace farming. In the mountainous regions of northern Luzon, the Ifugao people engineered the rice terraces, an advanced irrigation system that transformed steep slopes into fertile farmland. These terraces prevented soil erosion and maximized water conservation, allowing communities to cultivate rice in otherwise challenging terrain. Aquaculture. Early Filipinos also practiced aquaculture, constructing fish traps and bamboo enclosures along rivers and coastlines. This method provided a steady supply of fish and seafood, a vital part of the pre-colonial diet. They have cultivated a variety of crops suited to their environment. These crops not only sustained local communities, but also became valuable trade commodities. Rice, staple food cultivated in both lowland and mountainous areas. Bananas and coconuts, multi-purpose crops providing food, fiber, and building materials. Sugarcane, processed into syrup and fermented drinks. Taro and yams, staple root crops in upland communities. Abaca, Manila hemp, used for weaving textiles, ropes, and trade goods. These agricultural products were more than just food. They were essential to trade, craftsmanship, and even rituals. For instance, abaca fiber was woven into textiles and ropes, while coconuts provided oil, timber, and food. Filipinos understood the importance of sustainability. They practiced crop rotation and land fallowing, allowing fields to recover naturally and maintain soil fertility. By working in harmony with nature, early Filipinos ensured that their lands remained productive, supporting generations of farmers and traders. Agriculture was not just an economic activity, it was a way of life. The farming techniques of Filipinos laid the foundation for a thriving society, sustaining communities, fostering trade, and shaping the cultural identity of the pre-colonial Philippines. Unlike modern economies, pre-colonial barangays operated on a barter system, where goods were exchanged based on their value. People traded food, textiles, tools, and gold without the use of money, relying instead on an agreed-upon worth of each item. Gold was highly valued, but it was not the only measure of wealth. Items like rice, ceramics, weapons, and jewelry were just as important in the local economy. Even services such as boat making and smithing could be exchanged for food or raw materials. Each barangay specialized in different industries, creating an interdependent network of trade. Some focused on agriculture, others on metalwork, weaving, pottery, or boat building. These industries supported local needs while producing surplus goods for trade with neighboring communities. Metalwork and weaponry. Skilled blacksmiths produced essential tools and weapons. Barangays with access to iron and copper ore supplied neighboring settlements with finely crafted blades and farming implements. Pottery and textiles. Artisans created pottery for storage and cooking, as well as woven fabrics from abaca and cotton. These goods were highly sought after in both local and foreign trade. Boat building. Communities near rivers and coastal areas excelled in boat building, constructing balangay or large wooden boats used for transport, trade, and even warfare. This interdependence between barangays fostered strong trade relationships and a thriving economy that extended beyond local communities. Trade was not just about exchanging goods, it was also about building alliances and diplomacy. Datus, or local rulers, played a key role in strengthening trade agreements through negotiations, gift-giving, and rituals of loyalty. To formalize partnerships, Datus engaged in the Sanduguan, or blood compact, a sacred ritual signifying mutual trust and cooperation. This ensured that trade partnerships were honored and disputes were minimized. The wealth of a barangay was not concentrated in one individual, but was shared among its people. The Datu ensured fair trade practices and equitable distribution of resources, preventing economic instability within the community. This system of trade, specialization, and cooperation allowed barangays to prosper, forming the foundation of a strong and self-sufficient society. Through skillful craftsmanship, barter trade, and diplomatic agreements, pre-colonial Filipinos built an economic system that was not only sustainable, but also highly interconnected. Their resourcefulness and ingenuity laid the groundwork for a vibrant trade network that thrived long before the arrival of colonizers. The Philippines was a vital link in the ancient maritime trade routes, connecting Asia and the Pacific. Its strategic location made it a hub where merchants from China, India, the Malay world, and the Middle East converged to exchange goods. Coastal barangays flourished as trade centers, with local rulers, or datus, overseeing commercial activities. Trade agreements were built on mutual trust, often formalized through diplomatic gifts and alliances. Trade with China was one of the most significant commercial relationships of Philippines. Filipino merchants supplied beeswax, pearls, and hardwood, while Chinese traders introduced porcelain, silk, and metal goods. Chinese ceramics became highly prized in Filipino households, often used in rituals, burials, and as status symbols among the elite. Trade with Indian merchants introduced valuable commodities such as spices, gemstones, and fine textiles. Beyond goods, India's influence extended to language, religion, and governance, shaping various aspects of early Filipino culture. Indian traders also introduced elements of Hindu-Buddhist culture, as seen in early Filipino script, mythology, and the use of Sanskrit loanwords in local languages. The Philippines also maintained active trade with the Malay world and the Indonesian archipelago, exchanging gold, iron, and forest products for textiles, weapons, and rare woods used for construction and shipbuilding. Cultural exchanges were common, with seafarers and traders sharing knowledge on navigation, shipbuilding, and warfare, influencing the development of early Filipino maritime traditions. Gold played a crucial role in early Philippine trade. The islands were rich in gold deposits, attracting foreign merchants eager to acquire this highly valued resource. Filipino artisans were known for their mastery in gold craftsmanship, producing exquisite jewelry, necklaces, and even gold-plated teeth, a status symbol among the elite. Trade was more than just commerce. It was also diplomacy. Alliances with foreign traders were solidified through gift exchanges, intermarriages, and political agreements, ensuring stable economic ties. Through these interactions, Filipinos established strong connections with the world, reinforcing their position in the vast maritime trade networks of Asia. The pre-colonial Philippines was a dynamic center of trade, connecting cultures, exchanging goods, and shaping an economy that thrived long before European contact. The legacy of these trade networks remains evident in Filipino culture today. While barter was the dominant economic system, Filipinos also used gold as currency. The earliest known form of money in the islands were Piloncitos, small gold coins shaped like tiny rice grains. Gold dust was another common form of currency, carefully measured and stored in woven pouches or bamboo containers to facilitate trade. In addition to gold, other valuable items were used as currency and indicators of wealth. Pearls from the Sulu Sea, large porcelain jars from China, and livestock such as pigs and carabaos were highly prized commodities. These items were not only symbols of status, but also played an essential role in trade. Large ceramic jars, for example, were used for storing grain, water, and fermented beverages, making them essential for households and merchants alike. In pre-colonial society, wealth and social status were closely intertwined. While the ruling Datu class controlled trade and diplomacy, Maharlikas and Timawas contributed through labor, craftsmanship, and military service. Despite these class differences, wealth was often shared within the community. The Datu ensured fair trade, provided protection, and distributed resources to maintain harmony within the barangay. The pre-colonial economy was more than just trade. It was a system of shared wealth, social balance, and sustainable prosperity. Gold, pearls, and livestock were not just symbols of status, but tools for building relationships, strengthening communities, and shaping the economic foundations of early Filipino society. Today, we explored the economic foundations of pre-colonial Philippines: agriculture, trade, and commerce. From the ingenious farming methods of the ancestors to the flourishing trade networks that connected the islands to the world, these early systems laid the groundwork for the rich economy we see today. Which part of pre-colonial Philippine economy interests you the most? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Philippine history content. Stay curious, stay inspired, and keep exploring the rich history of the Philippines. See you in the next episode.